Hello guys and welcome to our channel. Bebarol here, and today I'm finally making a new video in the series of how to fight classes. This time with Revenant with all its elite specializations, Herald, Renegade or Core, or playing power or condition. In this series we go about the basics and how to get to straight point, how to fight them, survive them and kill them. It's not really meant to be full detail on every juke, rotation or whatever. This will never be over. It's gonna be 4 hours, so it's just straight to the point to help you understand your potential against them, their strengths and their weaknesses, so it can be useful for you in general fighting them, or even if you're playing the class itself, which is Revenant. As usual, I would discuss it from the perspective of my main build, the Druid, but it can still be really good points if you're playing whatever, even the Revenant itself, as I said. As usual, also there will be timestamps. Feel free to use it if you want to get straight to a specific point. So let's start by discussing what is pros and cons of Revenant and what can we do about it, what do we have to benefit us in front of them, and what our weakness in front of them, like every point. Now, the benefit of Revenant, or the pros in this class, which make it one of the most overpowered classes in the game right now, it has everything. It has a lot of healing, a lot of damage modifier, damage mitigations through taking less damage on resistance, on range, through protection, blocks, evades, dodges, and it can even have great mobility with boards, super speed, a lot of swiftness, and even gap closer through skills. They even got a trait added to them which remove immobilize on every movement skill, just like warriors have, which I have no idea why they did it. Anyway, I mean, with their healing even can be double at an instant. They can heal from a legend and swap to the other and use the healing skill of the other one. So what is their weaknesses? The single weakness that persistent with every Revenant build is CC. They are not really great at mitigating CC. What I mean about this? Yes, they can have stability, like the dwarf stance or whatever, and they can protect themselves from CC in general by a lot of other ways, like block and dodges from staff, stuff like this. But no matter what they do, at a set time, they would have only one stun break. Because what decides the skills of a Revenant is the legend that he's using. It decides his healing, utility, and elite skill. And every legend has only one stun break, or I think Ventari doesn't even have one, the Centaurs. So no way to build double stun breaks. You have to get to use the second legend and stun break from it, which time consuming, and already you're locked for 10 seconds at least in the second legend, and both your stun break now on cooldown, except for Shiro. It doesn't have cooldown, but it consume a lot of energy, so still another weakness. So in generally they can stun break once, and they have to protect themselves with another means, which they have, and this is why they're one of the most overpowered classes in the game. But they also gonna struggle against that, and if you can CC chain them, lock them completely, which our build is capable of, this fight can go really easy to your way. So what are our weaknesses against Revenant? For a start, we're playing condition. So if we're fighting a condition Revenant, like this will happen in condition or power, but let's face it, it's only in condition. They can give us back our condition, which the same problem can happen like from Mesmer, Necro, or stuff like this. But for Revenant, it's even more punishing. It depends on a player really, like how good they are, but they can give you chill, CC you, taunt or whatever, and give you your condition, which can even be immobilized, and unload all the burst on you while you already got your own burst. So this is like the main weakness we have. Secondly, we do not have insane damage output, So we give Revenant enough time to recover easily, especially those Condi Trailblazer bunker builds. They mitigate a lot with healing resistance between conditions, so they don't eat the whole thing, and they start resetting after cleansing. But we also have advantages, which is a lot of CC, a lot of lockdown, immobilize, and we can keep our distance. Now, so how a Revenant can help himself against us? Meaningly, how he condition cleanse. They condition cleanse through transfer from Malix if they are Herald, or from Invoke Torment, which is a trait that every time they go to another legend, they change legends, they give the condition on them to the people around them. So those two copies, one of a class mechanic and the other of a trait. So always, in general, melee seem like a bad idea next to Revenant. If a Revenant is not Herald like a Renegade and doesn't run this trait, they're gonna be in a really deep problem because they can't give you their condition no matter what they do. So this entire problem become non-existent, but it is one of the most dangerous things to have on a Revenant, so you need to be careful from in general. If you notice a Revenant doesn't copy the condition or get rid of it like this way, like trying to invoke another legend so he give condition to your bit, so your bit dying faster, then you know it's not there, and believe me, this fight gonna end easily to your benefit. That's if the Revenant is condition, not power build. Another point is we can really a good trick to use against Revenants, which is locking them down, stay away from them. They will always be able to copy condition to our bits, so we could leave our bits dead or bring our bit to us and not use it against them if we really manage to lock them down. And this is a trick I use a lot against excellent rotation or Revenant style, when they can really keep good timing between their skills to never die, like now block, now dodge, now hit, now board, now kite, and always leave something for them, so as long as my bit next to them, they can give it the condition which gonna save their life. So if I keep my bit next to me and immobilize the Revenant away from me, he would have to cleanse another way, which would probably be cleansing sigil, something from a rune like anti-toxin on every other cleanse, dwarf healing, or something like if they're playing power, leadership rune on an elite skill. Another trick to how to beat Revenant is you wait a specific animation which they become open after it. What does that mean? Like a dodge on Sword 3. Once this dodge frame is over, before they can use any other class, any other skill, you can CC them. A good Revenant can immediately go defensive after a dodge. Not Sword 3, Sword 4, but actually something like Sword 3, Shield 5. Or immediately triggers a blind to avoid the CC. But that's why I usually would immediately switch the bits to the second bit. So if he missed one of my CCs, like my bit CC would take mine, or I missed my CC, the bit will give his. Now, without further ado, let's start discussing a commentary on what I do, so you would see this gameplay in action. First fight, I engage on a Deadeye and Herald, a condition Herald. I've seen him before, so I know he has a good damage application. So I keep my bit on him, knock him, and trying to trigger Ancient Seed on both of them using Celestial Avatar, which I failed. Both of them dodged out. So I stay on the Deadeye thinking he would be the easier target with less survivability, trying to keep my distance, use the stairs for obstruction, so they would have to go down if they want to hit. The Herald couldn't cleanse the condition, so he probably doesn't run the Kobe trait, and he kited away, stayed away. But I noticed when he came back trying to ball me a CC, avoided it, cleansed it using Celestial Avatar, and then I trigger Ancient Seed on him using multiple CCs and days and kept my distance. Ragazar ran away, so even if he had the Kobe, he wouldn't be able to Kobe it. So he went down and I came back and finished the job. In the next fight, we're gonna be seeing a bunker Renegade before the nerf to healing, so it was insane at this point. And now it's a little bit weaker. It started a fight with a Berserker and the Renegade, so Berserker went down and Vengeance, and he died for it. And now I engaged on the Renegade, thinking this is gonna be an easy, quick fight. Since the Berserker was my target to begin with, I tried to avoid his projectile. He used an AoE. I trigger entangled and was multiple CCs, but he dodged out. He has a lot of bleed. I assumed like this fight is over. I was a little bit reckless. He used the projectile destruction, which triggered on heal from a trait. I spammed a lot of condition on him. You should stay out of those rings, but I was so reckless, as I said, thinking this fight is easy anyway. So I wasn't really caring that much or focused. I tried to assist the avatar, which he CC'd me inside it, which is a good thing, and I couldn't trigger Ancient Seed because he blocked. I triggered it through another days. He reduced my condition damage using everything, the dwarf one, the healing one, and now I have up to 15 bleed on him, and he's bleeding for about 200, which is insane. But he's keep using all his survivor abilities, so and I'm spamming damage. Survivability can't keep up at this point. I trigger Entangle, my elite. I go full CC through block and evade chain, which another mistake. Like, I'm playing extremely reckless at this point. But he doesn't have much cleanses. He count too much on bunkering through or tanking through the condition. So there is a limit to that, and he died for it. Because if the fight was short, like his fight in C4 or something, it would be easy, but I can heal a lot. In the next fight, there's a couple of duels. The first one on my hybrid build, and the second on my main build. I started with triggering Ancient Seed from far, trying to abuse the range of my longbow as much as possible. And draining some cooldown. As you see, I'm still pretty fresh at this point. I triggered Entangle, but he started the dodge one, which got him out. I push him back and trigger an Ancient Seed, which he broke it immediately. I ate a huge burst from him, and at this point it became a little bit dangerous. We're both pretty low. So I kite with a staff, keep my distance and resetting all my health. He's kiting, which he can't reset his health, and I avoid damaging him in the healing. I trigger Ancient Seed after the evade animation, and he still break out of it, and I knock him back through the board. So that was it. The next fight, I will be using my main build. He board on me as a start. I dodge back, I wait for the evade frame, I trigger the daze from the glyph, trying to get Ancient Seed, which worked. Knock him with my bit, changing to the other bit to launch him, which still worked. I trigger Entangle, which keep building bleed on him. He keep going to defensive, trying to CC, which I dodge it, trigger another CC through the Celestial Avatar, triggering Ancient Seed again. And at this point, I'm waiting for another CC to come, keeping my distance. The evade frame, once it's over, I heal on top of him to immobilize him so he can dodge, eating for my damage, and another daze, and 2's over. And this fight, it is like one of the hardest fight I've had with a Revenant, still before the last nerf too, and it's gonna be a really long one, so I'm gonna try to really cut through it. It was about 5 minutes long. This guy kept like I assumed and started gonna be a little bit easy, and I even had Bang here if you noticed, but he was keep rotating really nice. He even kept forcing me to try to keep him away through CC from bits, so I would have to switch bit, not leaving them dead. But I kinda tricked him at the end, so let's cut short here and make it go fast and to the point, which is gonna be a little bit easier for us to comment on. So as you see at this point, I'm keep switching bits while they're dead, but he is under a lot of pressure now, putting another Entangle and keeping my bit on him, keeping my distance so he won't copy condition. He's running the trait. He's copied to me multiple times. And trigger assist the avatar and the stability so I wouldn't be bold. And I'm bursting through his face now and getting enough evade frame to be away. My bit is dead at this point, so he can't copy. I try to pressure him a little bit more, but he's coming to me, so I try to dodge so he won't copy. I'm keeping more distance, He's being careful, thinking he will copy once he need, which he finally got rid of the condition. But now I trigger another ancient seed, keeping my distance. I dodge backward, and now I am on running mode, and he doesn't have a cleanse. So that was it. I didn't switch the bet, I didn't do anything, I baited what he expected me to do, so finally I was able to get that win. This fight was about like 2 days ago. The first day of the event, no down state, started with a daredevil, pretty fast burst, spamming dodges and then taking all the entangle and bleed. And then I got engaged by a Revenant, a power Herald, actually a really good one. I have only one stun break at this point, most of my damage is gone, and he is on full cooldown. Bolt on me, nice burst, dodge, my health is pretty down. I failed to trigger ancient seed, so he evaded and then blinded. So there was not enough time, the daze was gone from his character. I'm trying to trigger another stun, which he blocked it. And then I'm trying to keep my distance while putting pressure, he chilled me. I tried to trigger another ancient seed, which he was pretty accurate in avoiding it, and I hit within the block of the shield. I heal under him for an immobilize, and so he can't dodge, and he ate the stun finally. Now I'm trying to keep a little bit of bleed on him, trying to trigger entangle, which work, trying to lock him in a CC, which he avoided by CCing me, putting me on double CC if one after another using staff, and now he's on block again, and he started resetting his health pretty decent. So I healed, which he got out with a dodge, so I couldn't even immobilize him. So now I keep my distance, trying to reset my health. Get into Celestial Avatar from far to trigger Ancient Seed before he can do anything, but he blinded the daze. So now I'm trying to put enough more condition on him and triggering another Ancient Seed, which also failed. He was really good at avoiding my damage and timing his skills, but the damage became a little bit too high now, so his health is in danger. As if you notice, it's decently low. I CC his elite, so now at this point his timing was bad. So now he ate another stun, which he tried to kite away, give me his back, which now I can even immobilize him without anciency triggering or entangle. So the super speed and everything wouldn't be enough. I could have even used the staff, so the fight was over. And the next fight, it's gonna be an underwater fight with a condition Herald, still before the healing nerf. I'm trying to keep my distance, putting some damage. He put a projectile reflection, so I'm kiting away so he would leave out of it and follow me, which he did. I'm trying getting stability so I can't be CC'd, cleansing the condition using Celestial Avatar, which he ate completely simple, so I trigger Ancient Seed in him. Keeping my distance for any potential to copy condition. And I have a high ping here, so I just spammed my skills, tried to heal through it, and it was fine. He couldn't get out of this entangle, which he recklessly took. But in the next fight, he's gonna be extremely careful, and the fight gonna be much harder. In the next fight, he was already dead when the other guy came back to water. So you're gonna see fast in water, we're gonna be trading blows, and he's gonna be blinding and avoiding my CC really nice. Here he ate the burst of Spear 3. I'm trying to keep distance. He turned my damage into healing. I'm trying to stay away. He cleansed. And it going forward and backward with his hits. I'm triggering blind, trying to avoid his damage, which he copied the condition back to me. So I'm kiting away, triggering my heal to reset my health. And I'm engaging back in, trying to block, but I ate an unblockable attack. I cleanse with Celestial Avatar recklessly. The damage wasn't this high, so I ate a burst inside Celestial Avatar. At this point, it is really dangerous. I cleanse the last bit of condition and get out of water to reset with my staff, which he followed. I ended up breaking combat, but we engaged again immediately. So I ate a huge burst, which I didn't really care. I stand, wait a little bit for condition to build up. I enter the avatar, trigger another cleanse. He blinded the days, or technically he gave me back my condition. So he's blocking. I poison into his face. I change the bit, dodge backward, trigger a daze on him, but ancient seed was on cooldown. So I heal on top of him for more condition. I CC his elite. I dodge back, triggering quickness for huge burst on him, which he ate even entangle. I keep my distance. My bit is dead, so he can't copy the condition. He enter a block and a cleanse. I CC him, and I stealth. I dodge back. He couldn't give me back my condition, so at this point the fight was technically over. I didn't give him a chance. I was dodging everything he needed to have me not dodging. So the fight was over. In the next fight, there is another power Herald. It was a duel in a way. So he ate the CC but blinded me, so he couldn't take Ancient Seed. I trigger another daze with Entangle, dodge the CC of him, the knockback, and triggering the bait CC, and keeping my distance completely. I'm not fearing any condition transfer or anything. Even if he did, I will simply cleanse it. So he's kiting, trying to keep his distance, but I'm a ranged class, so guess it doesn't matter. There is no line of sight. Trigger another Ancient Seed, which he dodged backward of it. Shiro dodge back, get you out of every like immobilize, cripple, and chill. So they are really strong against Entangle. But I get another on him, and he doesn't have any more energy anyway. So this is gonna be the last discussion fights, which couple fight against the same Revenant, Condition Herald. I guess he's an alternate account or something, because he's really decent. Anyway, normal stuff. CC, keep your distance. The same thing. He supported me excellently. I secure myself with cleanses from the avatar. I eat back my condition, I guess. I'm not sure it was the poison burning or the transfer. Anyway, I use my staff to disengage on him. I changing my bit. I trigger a daze, which he CC'd me inside the avatar, so I cleanse with my skills, keep another distance. I don't cleanse the last condition since I'm gonna be really careful for another burst. He pulls me, use his skills to the extent of the AoE, which really good. Like, I keep thinking it won't reach, but it does. But at this point it was over. The second time he came at me again, so immediately stun to the face, the bit, changing the bit. Before every stun is gone, I trigger the other one. He had a huge condition now, but he's counting too much on the resistance. Now he changed my damage to healing through the glint healing. I triggered Entangle. I have another CC, which I do to his face, but it was over. He couldn't cleanse or do anything. He ate too much damage and waited too long for it to cleanse or anything. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you find it helpful and you don't get scared by Revenants anymore. You can kill them, believe me. They are not the most scary class versus a druid. So that's it for the video, and I'll be seeing you next time.